Here we go. We're going to start with loops. Let's take a look at the grid. And actually, I'm going to show you what it looks like in paper. The paper version looks like this. So you've got sort of rounded ends there. But yes, these are loops, which I've represented like this in the grid. Each of the 8 closed loops forming this puzzle's grid contains 4 consecutive words reading clockwise. The loop's starting points and lengths of the entries are not given, so solvers will need to match intersecting letters in order to align the loops correctly. Solvers achieving the correct solution will find an appropriate reward in the letters projecting from the grid. So that's these outside letters. 6 answers are capitalised, and the answers to 3C and 7B are uncommon terms. So there we go. Oh yes, yes. Well, I just did it on purpose. Did it on purpose. Let's put you there. There we go. Thank you for spotting that. Yeah, they should all be there. It's quite a pleasing pattern of grid, I will say. So we don't know where they'll go, but we do know that they will go in this clockwise fashion, starting and ending at a point to be determined. Absolutely, Callum. Absolutely. So allow me first go with all the clues. We're not going to be able to put a lot in to start off with, but when I get stuck, I will go to you for help. Here we go. 1A, guess. Start of next loop is hell. Guess. Start of next loop is hell. Yes, I've got 1. Sudoku. Sudoku. Oh, it's got an O in it. I don't know why I swapped from Sudoku to Sudoku. I know why. It's because it's easier for my mouth to say, because it's 2 of the same sort of sounding syllables. U-Q. No idea why my mind has done it, though. Go for 1A. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's 11 letters. This is another 11 letters, plus the 2 at either end. Katus, you are correct. 24 letters in each thing. And hi, Manic Volcanic. Go for 1A. I've got this one. I think to guess is to infer. The start of next is N, and a loop as a circle is an O. Inferno is hell. Now, in the past, I've had some incredibly lucky guesses about where things start. There's my guess for Inferno. For no good reason. I will forget to delete that. Take control of vast expanses by proclamation. Take control of vast expanses by proclamation. So by proclamation, that means say it out loud. So it's going to be vast expanses, a word that means that, and it's going to sound like to take control. Yes, I have that. And just work out which side it goes. Okay, yeah. Very good, Katus. I've got 1B. What do you think it is, Hollow? Go for it. I definitely have it. My guess starts with S. I would say you're half right. Yes, it is. Yes, I would go with C's S-E-I-Z-E because it sounds like C's S-E-A-S, the vast expanses. But those are the ones by proclamation, so it sounds like S-E-A-S. So it's the 5-letter version. S. What would that do to? Well, those letters aren't terrible, you know. Yeah, that's absolutely potentially fine. 1 hero, possibly. 1 hero. He normally gives us a silly answer, but with this, because it's not quite right, I don't know whether he is or not. 1 hero, possibly. 1 hero, possibly. Not sure about that. I feel like it's got to be an anagram of 1 hero, or hero with an I. And it's going to be someone who is heroic. 1 hero. It's not heroine. Rhino? No, that's got the I, but of course an N isn't in there. Not sure about that. Archer's got it, and you know what? As it's Arch, I'm going to ignore him. Oh, right, he hasn't got it anyway. I was going to ignore you anyway, Arch, so have no fear. You are being doubly ignored. Dickens' face showing 2 spots. Dickens' face showing 2 spots. Dickens' face feels like it should be D, like the first letter. Showing, airing, 2 spots. If you spot something, you see it, you recognise, or it could be locations. Not sure on D. Have to come back to that later. We will have to, of course, wait until we get to... Oh, the 7s are all down, or at least half the 7s. Some of the 7s are down, hooray, and some of the 7s are going to be up. Oh, I just got that coming. We'll have to wait until then, until I work out what's going on here, of course. Piece of rock in sediment looks sideways. Piece of rock in sediment looks sideways. So it's sort of... It's a piece of rock is probably R. It's probably R, not pebble or grit or rock. In sediment, silt, clay. It's got to end in an S, hasn't it? Looks sideways. If you look sideways, what do? Sort of askance. There's no R in that. Is it a hidden? Ockins? Is Ockins look sideways? If it is, it's not a word I've heard of. This isn't one of the uncommon words, but that doesn't mean it isn't common either. I don't know this one. I'm going to come back to it, and this time I'm going to ignore you properly, Arch. Slightly adjusted fabric worn by a king. Slightly adjusted fabric worn by a king. Tweaked. Tweed. Hang on. Yes, it is, isn't it? It is tweaked, because it's tweed with A for A and K for king. So fabric is tweed, worn, it's got it around it, by AK, a king. There we go. Strained apricot, ultimately canned. Strained apricot, ultimately canned. Well, I mean, ultimately canned is D. Unless it's strained, and then apricot ultimately for T, and then you get canned, like axed, put an end to, fired, or of course tinned. Not spotting that. And if I had to guess this one, this one obviously starts here. I'm so going to regret this. Those aren't looking great, but never mind. I did the thing. I still don't get it. Right, don't know. Huge insect eating one M&M. Huge insect eating one M&M. So, name that insect, and then we're going to put either IMM or AMM in the middle of this insect. So, it'd probably be a 3 or 4. Oh. I want it... No. I was thinking giant, because they're nat with I in it, but the letters are also in a different order, so it isn't that. Huge, immense. Flitter, 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 flitter. I've got it. Go for 2D. Go for 2D. It is a flying insect. I did not really... I don't think of this as an insect. I just think of it as an annoying thing. It appears at night. And then we put AMM in the middle of it. That's moth. And you get mammoth. Which, of course, I get to play the game of where is this in here as well. MAMMOTH. So, one thing to sort of vaguely remember. Yes, it also had ant in it. Yeah. So another reason why it could have been giant, but it wasn't. It also had gnat. Too many insects. 24 letters in each of these. There's 4 clues in each loop, so they have an average length of 6. Officers turned back, sellout crowd. Officers turned back, sellout crowd. Okay, sellout crowd is standing room only. So I think that's either SRO or ORS. Is an OR an officer? It feels like it would be. Now, unfortunately, we don't know which way round that'll go, because we don't know which way turned back. Also, I've just seen the annoying thing from Arj. Good work. have no idea what that sound was. Well, I don't have a lot of faith in that, but I'll keep that there. Smoke packs to procrastinate. So it's going to be a phrase meaning to procrastinate. Smoke. If you pack in, you tamp. Smoke. Char. Be idle. Be lazy. I shouldn't. I'll think about this clue later. Ha ha ha. Procrastinate. First letter, please. Hollow on this one. So this is 2 words. P. If you smoke something, you cure it as well. But smoke, haze, fire, mist. Next letter. And good evening, Antipodes. If I had to guess PA, let's see what they say. They say PU. Puff. If you smoke, you puff. Packs. To procrastinate, like puff up. Puff. Oh dear. Next letter, please. I'm assuming that puff is correct, but next letter, please. Good evening. We are the Time Bandits, and this is where I stick about. Good evening, my friends. Hello, Raiders. How are you doing? You have come at the right time because the chat is trying to help me, and now I can't see how they're trying to help me. Hooray! Because of all your wonderful messages. Hey, how you doing? Hello, everyone. HJ40 Zez Demolitions. Stephen, hey, seen you. Hi, Time Pass. What were you doing tonight? Let's give you a shout out. Time Pass. What were you doing? You were doing crosswords. Good. So you get more crosswords. This is a variety cryptic from April 2002 by Hex, Emily Cox and Henry Ravenson. Someone in the chat will correct me there, but I can't remember it. I think it's Rathson or something like that. Each of the 8 loops basically is 24 letters long, and we enter the answers as a loop in a clockwise thing, but we don't know where each one starts or ends, and we're also not given clue lengths. So I have put things in the grid, but they are entire guesses based on my whimsy. Rathven, thank you very much. So that's what we're doing. So at the moment, it's basically a cold solve of all the clues, and I'm currently stuck on 3B. Don't shout out the answers, but allow me first go, and then when I get stuck, which happens a lot, then I will ask for help. So if smoke packs 2, what if smoke is puff? And we're going to put 2. We're going to put 2 in it, so puff becomes put off. There we go. So we're in loop 3 at the moment, and I could start here. There we go. Puff the magic dragon. It's really difficult to drink from a full cup while swaying. Accelerate back on street for about 1 kilometre. Accelerate back on street for about 1 kilometre. Yes, I will, Meredith. Yes, I will. Street. Something's going to be backwards. If you accelerate, you rev. It is a verst about 1 kilometre. V-E-R-S-T. Probably not. It is, though. It's a Russian measure of length, about 1.1 kilometres. Bugger me, sorry. That's astonishing solving. I did not mean to. And then I get it wrong here. Sorry, I've never heard the word, but there we go. So to accelerate is to rev, but it's backwards. Put that on street, ST, and it's about 1 kilometre. So there we go. Game bird. I know. I am normally not this good. Don't worry. Game bird, round table night herd. Game bird, round table night herds. Hola. Well, yes, Foggy. It's sort of plus or minus a bit. They're roughly the same. And Wildcat just doesn't give answers. Yes. Game feels like the definition. Bird, round table. Night herd could be like sir. There's too many words, and I don't know what they're doing there, so I'm just going to run away from that one, having had a blinder of a clue. Running away with that one. Cryptic clue in hearts. Cryptic clue in hearts. Oh yes, got this one. 4A, I've got this one. Cryptic clue in hearts. I thought it was talking about a card game or something like that. No, no, no. No, no. No, think more atomic on this one. Go for 4A if you've got it. Hollow et al. Anyway, thank you very much for the raid, Time Pass. What sort of cryptic... If you're still here, because you may not be, because I tend to raid and run. What sort of crosswords were you doing? Cryptic, variety, American, what sort of style? It is an anagram... No, it's an anagram of clue in... And it is nuclear, nucleuses. This one, of course, does start at the beginning. If any of these are right, I'll be a genius. Hang on, if there's sort of 8 chances, well, 4 chances. 1 in 24 chance, so, yeah. Okay. Given information and nourished with cheese. Okay, these are things that I like to do. I like to learn, and I like to be nourished with cheese. But none of this squidgy cheese. No. The cheese has to be firm, and it has to be not mouldy. Basically, I like cheddar. I don't really like many other things. Mozzarella, ooh, tasty. Halloumi, the king of cheeses. But if it's squidgy or has mould in it, mould? No. No place in any food is mould. And if it wobbles, only desserts should wobble. Given information and nourished with cheese. Given information... Oh, yeah, okay. Brie is actually quite useful. How do I feel about Stilton? No. Don't like. Also, goat's cheese. No. Has to be cow's milk. Go for B. So, Brie was useful. So if you were Brie and fed with it, you would be briefed. Brie-fed is briefed. Archdames seem like Parmesan. Parmesan. Fine. Though it does smell like vomit, which does put me off, but a little bit of it I'll take. Where's that ban button for Foggy? This is a metaphorical yellow card for you, Foggy, because it's not an actual yellow card, because I would never do that to you. Go straight to red, wouldn't it? Yeah. Large bottles, kids attached behind vehicle. Large bottles, kids attached behind vehicle. Why would kids be tons? That's my current thing. An infrared card. At the moment, I've got the word cartons, because those are large bottles. And they're not, cartons aren't really large. But anyway, because the vehicle could be a car. And then kids. But what if it's not tons? What if it's carafes? So it's going to be a word for large bottles. And it's going to be... The first bit is going to be vehicles, like car, or bus, or tram. Carafe, Nebuchadnezzar, Rehoboam, Magnum. Kids, offspring, issue, jests, japes, jokes. Briefed's fine, isn't it? Thank you so much for the raid, Time. I didn't actually check what crosswords you said. Hi, the Bear Pig as well. Wednesday now. I'm just catching up on some of the chat. Sorry. Have a good evening, Time. And Bear. Well, this is the best way to learn cryptics. It's to solve with others, because you get the explanations as well. Oh, do larger bottles of wine have anything different about the way you open them, or is it a larger cork? Do you need a bigger corkscrew for it? For champagne, the pressure must be higher as well. No, I don't know. Anyway, no. Anyway, yeah, that must be an interesting task, and also must just be bloody heavy. Oh, in here. I didn't see the D pop back up, did I? Okay. Well, I mean, that's true, Foggy, because if you smash it, you know, that's much more money out of your paycheck. Don't know about C. You've got it, but I haven't, so I'm going to come back to it. Clothing rage, plastic. Clothing rage, plastic. Okay, I've got D. Go for D. Wildcat Terry's got 4C, but I have moved on. Wop, wop. Meredith, hello. Ah, there we go, just straight away. There we are. Gear, it's an anagram of rage. I think I did say, though, didn't I? So I'm just going to put that in here and see if that's... I mean, that looks actually quite potentially fine. So, Bear, you've got the additional difficulty of this is a variety cryptic. So there's extra shenanigans going on. But glad that you came here through Tom Scott. We've also learned that I'm terrible at typing backwards. Bird of prey, agitated parrot. Well, I'm just going to go for this straight away. Raptor. Raptor. And, I mean, who knows whether any of that is right. Of course, some of it. We've got some interesting things with these corner ones, of course, because we're going to get crossovers. So this Inferno could, of course, there could be an OR here, and that could be the OR of Raptor. In article, notice mid-April storyline. In article, notice mid-April storyline. So our article is probably going to be a, the, or an, but I'm going to go with an. It just feels right here. If you notice, maybe you spot or see. And then mid-April is R. So it's going to be story and line, which is 2 words here. So it's not 1 word. But I feel like that's how it's going to work. So article like an or maybe even the. We're going to put in the article notice, say, sort of see or spot. So you've got the spot in there. I mean, this isn't right, but this is how I think the clue is working. And then mid-April is R, and then we're going to get a storyline. So I don't think it's an anymore, because it's going to sort of end with R. A few of you are getting it first. Oh, I didn't explain 4D. Thank you very much. First letter, please, for this one, 5B. No, I haven't seen that yet, Wildcat. I've seen the first season, but not the second. Okay, so the article may be the. So if the article is the, we get that. So I need a word for notice, and then get storyline. Theatre. Second letter, please. I'll just go back in time and watch it, and then that's a bit of... Yeah. Okay, and I got to TH there. Okay. So we need an article. An. Thanner. Is and an article? No, it's like a preposition or a conjunction or something like that. I should know, but I don't. Next letter, please. Sort of expecting an A here. You are trying... Oh, through. No, it's not an, of course. Notice. You are hinting, you are helping. So, notice. Could be like that, of course. Next letter, please. How many letters will I need on this one? How many? Oh, no. It's what I've got. Threat. Thread. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's thread. So the article is the, and a notice is like an advertisement or an ad. So in the ad, we're going to put the middle of April, which is R. The literal middle letter of April is R. Put that in the ad somewhere, and you get thread. And I'm sort of tempted to delete absolutely everything. Yeah. New York River loops west, then east by pass. New York River loops west, then east by pass. The only New York River I know is the Hudson. Is it the Hudson? aka the loom. Okay, well there we go. I will be getting around to that, so obviously no spoilers for that. It'll be another 6 months, a year before I get around to it though. So I hope it's a reasonably good season. Only about 6 episodes, isn't it? It's not too big. New York River. All I know is the Hudson. Is there the Erie? Erie is probably New York as well. Loops, probably OO. West is probably W. Unless it's New York could be NY. River could be R. Loops could be double O. And it could all be going west, so it's backwards. Urin. Then he's by pass. No, I don't know. Gonna come back to that one. Get burned about large bill. Get burned about large bill. So large can be L in clothing. So we're going to be putting L in get burned. So sear or char. So a bill. A bill is a charge. So the cost could be a beak. First letter, please, for D. Whoops. Okay, if you get burned, you scorch. If you get burned, it could be get burned sort of metaphorically as well. Next letter, please. Singe. There we go. And so it's a bill in terms of note, a type of bill that I hadn't thought of. So it's a single, i.e. a $1 bill. Get burned is singe. It is literally about L for large. Singe becomes single. So that's there. Absolutely no idea where any of these could be going. Can I do anything with raptor, thread, and single? So inferno and seas. It's really difficult, isn't it? I'm going to come back to it. Basically, I'm waiting for a really unusual letter. Because there is a G here. That's 4, ignore that. 6. Bird going around prune crate. Bird going around prune crate. To prune is to lop, isn't it? It's like you prune a hedge. So we need a sort of a fairly small bird, probably 4 or 5 letters. Put that about lop and we'll get crate. That's how I feel like it's going to. Prune could be axe, I guess. Crate. Box. Carton. Carton will fit in here somewhere. Put that in the crate. Put that in the box. Can't think of any other words. B. Small farm, frequently starting with pair of crops. Yes, got this one. Small farm, frequently starting with pair of crops. I'm happy with this one. I'll give this a few seconds. Small farm, frequently starting with pair of crops. I did wonder about, and there's so many good bird names out there. Lark. Robin. A Rob Loppin. Go for B. Go for B. Frequently, sort of slightly poetic term for frequently. It's oft. And the pair of crops, the first 2 letters, the first pair, literally, of crops are C and R. So, no. Croft is your small farm. Now, do we have any other Fs in the puzzle? We got briefed, but that's in 4, which does not cross with it. Okay, place for investigating our party in Britain. Yes, I'm just going to go for this because I know it off the top of my head. Place for investigating is a lab. Hour is hour, and this is literally a party in Britain, as in a political party. Labour, we put the U in there. Oh my lord. Yeah, we do silly things when we're young. At audition, make a mark next to writer's name. Make a mark next to writer's name. Oh yeah, Inferno would have worked. Briefed wouldn't. Briefed? Oh yeah, sorry, for some reason I thought 4 was down. But briefed is here. Muppetry. Muppetry. Make mark next to writer's name. If you make a mark, you X. X pen? No. I'm going to come back to that one. It's time for the 7s. Now, some of these are going to be 7 downs, and some of these are going to be 7 ups because they're going to loop around this thing. So that's very exciting. Middle East partisan in operation is trapped by eruption. Middle East partisan in operation is trapped by eruption. Now, this isn't the uncommon one. The next one is the common one. Operation is use. Trapped by eruption. Gonna have to come back to that one, I think. Archaeologists, this is an uncommon term according to the notes. Archaeologists initially attempt breaking into mummy's ancient tomb. Is it going to be the first letters of things? Attempt. Initially attempt. A. Breaking into mummy's ancient tomb. Nah, that's I'm going to need to come back to that one. Neat. Capturing a Trojan king. Yes, happy with that one. You might need to know a little bit of mythology for this one. Neat. Capturing a Trojan king. Hollow knows it. Well done. You will have heard of this person, Catnip. Go for C. So if you're neat, you are proper. You are prim. And it's capturing A, so we're going to be putting A into it. And that becomes Priam. Could go there. That is I-A-M. That's just coincidence. Crosses, second entrance from the east. Crosses, second entrance to the east. So if the entrance is like a gate, then I think it'll work like this. It'll be... I mean, that's almost the word stage there. So second is S, and then entrance will be from the east. So that S could go at the front or back. It can be read any interesting way. But because the word crosses is plural, I think it's going to be that. So X is entrance. If your entrance is your... First letter, please, Meredith. Entrance. Door. It's door. It's just a door. So it's Rood's, because the Rood screen is literally the screen that has a cross on it in a church. So the Rood is the cross itself. So it's S for second. The N, because it's in like minutes, hours, minutes, and seconds HMS. So S for second. Entrance is a door, and it's from the east. So we write it as if, because if this was north, east, south, and west, east is over here. So we would write it going this way. So it's backwards. Roods. Persuades one among crew members. Persuades one among crew members. I'm really hoping... Hang on. I want 7A to be like a vizier. Because I want there to be a Z somewhere else in this puzzle. So that we can just zip those Zs together. Vizier? I don't think it is that. Never mind. Persuades one among crew members. Persuades. Sways. Crew members. Hands. Bosons. Staff. One is going to be either I or A. I or A. Swings. Going to come back to that one. Foreign land featured in amateur opera. Foreign land featured in amateur opera. Happy with B. Happy with 8B. Give that a few seconds. Go, 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 gadget 8B. It's my favourite. It's absolutely my favourite. It's a hidden. Bing! Europe is literally hidden in amateur opera. We are a foreign land. Corrupt monarch cut short theatre projection. Corrupt monarch cut short theatre projection. Kin film. Quee film. So I want the monarch. I want there to be a monarch cut short, so king or queen, so kin or quee. A theatre projection? It's just a film, isn't it? Quee film. Kin film. Map Mercator. Projection could be like a butting out, though, couldn't it? You know, projection on the side of a cliff, that sort of thing. But I don't know what would be on the side of a theatre. It would be a sign or something. Kin. No, don't know. Corrupt. So it's got to be corrupt in my current. No, I don't know. Gold-coated cube is so long. Gold-coated cube is so long. Yep, I've got this one. Effrontery! Everybody, mentally sing happy birthday to Effrontery, who is now old. Hope you are doing well, and you've chosen to spend quality time with us. Never mind. Go for 8D. Welcome, Effrontery. Thank you so much for the subscription. Thank you so much. Oh, right. Oh, right. Well, you know how people get embarrassed when people... Well, I get embarrassed when everybody sings happy birthday to me, because you just sit there and you don't know what to do. You can't sing. You can, but you're sort of singing to yourself and it's weird. Imagine that for you, Effrontery. Imagine that. It's a dieu anyway. AU is the gold. Is the cube. Yeah, sorry. AU is the gold chemical symbol, and it is coating. Are you going around cube? Where die is a cube, as in a dice that you roll. And so long, farewell, la vida, and goodbye. Right. So what I'm going to do is, just for some of these, this isn't going to work, is it? Because the Priam Rudes, those are 7. 6, we've got Croft and Labour, and then 5, we've got Raptor and Thread. Let's sort of just try and see everything. And we've got Single, and we've also got this one that I don't know. Single, but we do know it'll be 6 letters, of course, because it needs to be 24 letters in total. So this 5 is probably going to be where we need to look, because if we had Raptor here, it can be anywhere though, can't it? How do I I think it is best if I just do that. Copying it down here just for future bragging, but then I'm going to delete it. So, Raptor, if Europe... I just can't get my head around it. We got an O and an R for Europe, but of course the Raptor would be the wrong way round. Tweaked mammoth. Now there's an F for Croft. If that was there, we'd put a T here. Sort of, if this was the F of Inferno, the croft for 6, and it is then immediately labour, so that doesn't work. So that F isn't there. I don't know how to put this together. I'm not spotting it. The key is going to be this, isn't it? Because it just does this and then immediately doubles back on itself, and you've got that both times. Let's see if... Okay, let's get the rest of 5, because I think that'll be important. So first letter, please, of this New York River that loops west, then east by pass. I mean, Hudson is 6 letters. Oh. So the loops are O-O, west, then east by past. By past, is there an ooh we go? Isn't the hang on? Isn't there some? Isn't there a weird? There is a weird. There we go. Thank you. As I wrote that, I went, hang on. There is this weird, strange name. It's probably a Native American name. It's probably, which is a lovely, lovely word, but I didn't know it. But now we know. I know why Art just said that now. Okay. Okay. So I can focus on this. We've got 3 of this as well. So nuclei. Let's. N doesn't go there. Oh, I see. Yes, I wasn't doing it in that order, but that makes sense to do it in that order. You're quite right. Raptor thread as we go single. I've got nuclei and briefed. There's no F in there. There's no B in there. Can it be gear? If this was a G, sing, S-I-N, G-L-E. Oh no, we don't know the word before gear. Oh no, we can't. Oh, hang on. G-L-E. That could work, because that could be single. Hi, Bill Goats. Hope you're doing well. I haven't written that properly. Hope you're doing all right, Bill Goats. Lovely to see you in the stream. Whoops, no, I don't want to replace that data. So if that was single, then we'd have Oswego. Now, would Oswego, does that work? Except I've done that in the wrong thingy. Yeah, it should be down, shouldn't it? But then we do get gear here, so that would work. So now let's put it in the right place. Single. Yes, what's the weather? What's your silly weather doing? What's your silly weather doing up in up north? Oswego. Let's see how this. That's not it though, is it? Oh dear, sorry. Single is followed by raptor, which is followed by thread, which is followed by that. Now, does that help? Does that work? Because then we've got gear, and then we don't know the next word, but we do have nuclei, and then we do have briefed. Good, glad to hear it. Let's have a look at 3. Put off is looking good for there. And the one before that oh no, that's fine, because versed comes next. Okay, I think we've got it, friends, because that's looking like tweaked. And is that where I put briefed before? It is. It is. That was correct, that one. Hooray! See, I'm a genius. Absolute genius. Nothing else was right, but that was good. And what have we got for this one? Inferno and Seas. No, we don't know those yet. But now we can sort of put some things in for C. We've got Croft, which goes here. And the next one immediately after that is Labour. So that fits in nicely. In 7, we've got Priam and Rudes. Could go there. Yeah, calling it. Eight, we've got Europe and Adieu. Well, your Adieu is going to go here. And then we know that Europe is afterwards. Oh, that is a genius idea. Yes, I should absolutely do that. So Europe and Adieu are in there. Prime and Rudes are done. Labour and Croft done. Have I got all 5 of these? I have. And by that I mean 4. Nuclear, Briefed and Gear. They're all in the grid. Put Off is in there and Versed is in there. I'm saying Versed like it's German, but I don't know. Tweaked is in there. I should be able to work out Mammoth now, shouldn't I? Tweaked something. Yeah, I've just spotted that that can't be right because Mammoth doesn't work. So brilliant. Let's just get rid of that. But we've got Tweaked in the grid, and we've got Inferno and Seas that we don't know about yet. Okay, but things are going well. Things are now at least progressing. Let's look at 2. No, let's not. Let's look at 6. So we've got Croft and Labour. So after Labour, we've got at audition, make a mark next to writer's name. So it's going to be here. And then bird going around prune. Oh, if there's your lop. Crate. Envelop? No. But that's that. So let's deal with the at audition. First letter, please, for this one. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, bloody Violet. C. Make a mark. If you make a mark, you cross. There's a K coming up. Next letter, please, for 6 down. Make a mark. Chalk, but it's going to sound like it. To make a mark, chack. Make a mark next to writer's name. Right, 3rd letter, which will of course give me the 4th letter, which is a K. Check off. Oh my. Hang on. Is that spelt right? It says next to H. Thank you. So if you check off, make a mark next to you check off. That and next to so writer's name is Chekhov. So that gives us 6 letters. 4, 5, 6. Blank blank L blank blank blank. So we need a 3-letter bird, and all I can think of is tit. Not our raid message. I want a better raid message than that. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not lop. Bird going around prune, and we get a crate. First letter, please. Burb. J. Okay, so J for... Oh, jalopy! Is that so? Oh, that's... See, that J would have been brilliant earlier on. That J would have been absolutely spiffing. So let's take a look at 3 now. So those are all in the grid. So we know we've got a J somewhere in the clue before put off. Officers. I think this is this. Because otherwise we're going to be ending in this is going to end in J. Otherwise, officers turned back. Sellout crowd. Now, why is Arch singing an XTC song? The only one I know is Fly on the Wings of Love. Turned, but majors. Hang on, it's majors. Now, why is it majors? So, sellout crowd is that jam? SRO jam? Oh, okay. So sellout is an SRO. The sellout on its own is standing room only SRO. The crowd is a jam. If you crowd around someone, you jam them. The roads were crowded. The roads were jammed. So it's SRO jam all backwards. There we go. So this gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 letters with the 5th letter as U. Game bird, round table night heard. I think it's going to be Sir someone or other or something like that, but I don't. Grouse, G-R-O-U, no. Game bird would be grouse, but round table night. No, don't know that yet. Going to come back to that when I've got a few more letters in the grid. Mammoth now we can put in. Mammoth goes there. So, what have we got here? After mammoth, this is 2A, 5 letters, L blank E blank, ER blank, L blank ER blank. Piece of rock, R. In sediment, look sideways. Okay, right, it's a particular type of sediment, and I think someone said that earlier. Well done that you realised that it was a different type of sediment in terms of rock sediment. It's sort of not really. Go for 2A. Well done, Arch Davidson. Hate giving you a compliment, but I will. If you look sideways at someone, you leer at them. Lees, the lees in a drink are the sediment bits. Who has orange juice with pulp? Mad people have orange juice with pulp. I don't have a drink to spend it half the time going. Good evening. You are seeing opinionated Dan tonight. 2C. Therefore, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 letters. We don't know any of them. I really am effrontery. Strained apricot, ultimately canned. So is there a type of apricot that is 4 letters and ending in E, and then the ultimate in canned is D, and it's going to get strained, like sieved, or like if your relationship is strained, that sort of thing. Oh dear. Well, I knew I didn't like Arch for even more reasons. I don't know this. I think I'm going to have to come back to 2 when I've got some more crosses. 7. Did I do more of 7? No. Okay. Let's do some of 1, though. Because we can't put Inferno or C's in here, which means they're probably somewhere over here, which means that we've got a lot of letters for the other ones. 1 hero, possibly. Is this an anagram? 1 hero, possibly. Oh, it's an honoree. Oh, wow. Well done if you got that anagram. A few of you did. It's an anagram, possibly is your anagram indicator. So it's an anagram of 1 hero. And the whole clue can be taken to mean 1 hero, possibly. So that's that. So Dickens' face is D, showing 2 spots. So at least we now know where C's go and where Inferno goes. I just realised I said C's is in the wrong one. So we now know this is a 5-letter word. D blank UC blank. Dickens' face showing 2 spots. Dickens' face is D. All I've got is duck. I can only see duck. Showing. If you're showing, you're on air. A showing is a viewing, is a performance, is a show. Showing 2. Hang on. What? Showing 2 spots. What if that's the definition? Or what if like a duality, or it's on a dice that it's 2 spots, like snake eyes, or right. Thank you, Hollow. I was about to ask for a hint. Now, based on that, I still don't get it. I think it must be deuce. Now, why is it deuce? I'm going to look it up in Chambers and see what Chambers says. So it's the 2 in dice, so showing 2 spots, the 2 in dice, deuce, fine. Now, it also means the devil. Now, Dickens can be the devil, can't it? What the Dickens, what the devil. Dickens, so is that right? Or Dickens is just deuce? Why is Dickens, what the deuce? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Don't quite get that second meaning, but obviously I get the meaning in terms of the dice. Okay, now we do have more letters for 7. So we've got Priam and Rudes. So we now know this starts ZI blank NI something or other. ZI blank NI and then any number of letters. Middle East partisan in operation is trapped by eruption. So an eruption is a zit, I'm assuming, in this case. If you're in operation, you're on. On, and yes, Zionist. Okay. So, on, in operation is on, and is. So we got on is, in zit, because it is trapped by an eruption on your face. And Zibidis definitely has 7B. Oh, no, sorry, I thought you were talking about 7A. You had the zits. I thought you were talking about... No, but anyway, yes, there we go. Zionist. Right. That's that one. So we now know... Whoops. We now know how many letters are in this 7B, which is unusual. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. M blank S blank blank B blank. Okay. M blank S blank blank B blank. Archaeologists initially attempt... Okay, so an attempt is a stab, isn't it? Probably. Into mummies... I want Mummy's Ancient Tomb to be M-A-T or something like that, but for the first letters, but that doesn't work with the word where the word initially is. Attempt is stab. Breaking into mummies. Ah, okay. I think the word is going to be this, mastabs. Is it? Let's see if that is a word in Chambers. I'm deliberately not looking at the chat now. There is a mastaba. It's a mastaba. Now, why? That is an ancient Egyptian tomb. So that's the answer. Okay, right. Archaeologists initially is A. An attempt is a stab. And all of that, a stab, is breaking into mummy, which is ma. So mastaba. Or a mastaba. Let's have a listen to that.
Mastaba.
It is a mastaba. Brilliant. We're all thinking the same thing. Or I'm thinking, you know what I'm thinking. Masturba. Exactly, effrontery. No comment. Let's look at 4 then. We've got nuclei. We've got briefed. We then have 1. Oh, we've got lots. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 letters. So it is car. Oh, that's gone wrong. Blank white blank. Is that Y correct? No, that is a jalopy. It's not gargoyle. Kids. If you kid with you toy, so is it car toys? Car toys? No. Kids could be boys. Car boys. A carboy, a large globular glass bottle with a narrow neck, typically protected by a frame and used for holding acids or other corrosive liquids. It's one of those stereotypical beaker type things you get in chemistry. A carboy. Carboys. Send the carboys round to me has a very different meaning. Carboys. Is it just 8 to go? No, there's 2. Oh yeah. Strained or ultimately canned. Do we know it's... yeah, we don't know that. 3... Yeah, I'm going to do 8. Europe. I should be able to put Europe in now. So adieu is here. E-U-R-O-P-E. So that's Europe. After Europe, this begins with M. Corrupt monarch, cut short, theatre protection. Oh, anagram of monarch, because it is corrupt, but it's cut short, so we're going to take off the H. So anagram of monarch without the H, and a theatre protection, that is going to be... a Macron? No, it's got to end in E, so it can't be that. It isn't that at all. Darn. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's got to end in E, hasn't it? Oh, no. It's 7 letters and end EE. Matinee? Okay. Corrupt. Monarch. Cut short. Theatre. Then we get a projection. Or corrupt. What if corrupt is the definition? Monarch? Or a corrupt monarch? Midas, so Mida. Theatre. I am not spotting this. Because corrupt can be a verb as well. I just can't get away from king or queen for monarch. Okay, I will come back to that one and ask for your help in a second. But what have we got? If I thought this was Sir... Oh, hang on, I've got another clue in 8. Let's go for this other one because I haven't tackled this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 letters. Persuades one among crew members. First letter, please, for this one. And thank you, Stephen. Perfect. But I'm sure you've put a hint in there. My favourite kind of hint is the way you make it look where there isn't a hint. Okay. If you talk round... So 1 is possibly A, or it could be I. Crew members. Class? No. Next letter, please. Corpse? No. So we've got COA, something S. Crew members. Coxes becomes coaxes. There we go. That's quite hard, I think. Oh, and that puts an X there. Well, that's a letter. See, that would have been useful earlier. So coxes, the crew members in rowing, put an A in there because 1 is A. I had 1 lollipop. I had a lollipop. persuades becomes. You get coaxes. So what do we get there? That's what we have. Game, bird, round table, night, herd. I can't even parse it regularly. Oh no, we've got an A and an M as well. Why is there a U there? Why have I got a U there? Because I've looked at the wrong clue. Da, da, da. Okay. Something. So taxed. So there must be an apricot called a tax. T-A-X-E. I assume. Must be a type of apricot. And then ultimately canned is D. And you get taxed. For strained. Or to can is apricot ultimately is T, and if you can something you axed it. I think I did say the thing earlier, didn't I? I did say the thing. So this is now C, something 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 U, something T. Hi Liari! Hope you're doing well tonight. Game, bird, round table, night, herd. The fact that this clue rhymes really annoys me for some reason. Game, bird, round table, night, herd. A game bird, a grouse, a chicken, a game. What if it's just a game? Bird, round table, night, herd. So table, night. Oh, it's going to be circuit. Circuit. It's got to be that, right? And I don't know why. Not even close. Rhyming, no way. The answer is poulet. Cirque, something quit. It's got to be Sir something or other, right? Because it's a knight that's heard, and so it sounds like Sir. Second letter, please. Going for the I. All I've got is circuit. CR. Okay, that's gone well. I do occasionally solve clues, Liari, honest. Next letter. Croquet. Hang on. Croquet? I mean, it's croquet, but... why? So, game is croquet. Bird is crow. There is a knight called K. Now that... did not know. So that was always going to elude me without a bit of research. So croquet, but it sounds like it. There we go. Finally, here we go. It is 8. So we've got coaxes and Europe, and then we have marquee. Now, so to corrupt is to mar. The monarch is a queen. Cut short, take the last letter off. And a short theatre projection must be a marquee. Yes, it is. That is right. And there's one final thing. It just says, solvers achieving the correct solution will find an appropriate reward in the letters projecting from the grid. We have a round of applause. I would watch Cirque du Croquet. That sounds fun. I would watch that. I always want to go to Cirque du Soleil.